Man, what's good with y'all? It's Prince Bonzi. Once again today, man. It's July 23rd, 2026, man. Whew. How we feeling, dog? How we feeling? Because me personally, I'm feeling pretty good, bro. I'm feeling pretty great. But I'm here to talk to y'all about your shadow. I'm going to take a break from how to reach your higher self so I can come at y'all with this video because I believe that it's one of the most important. I'm not going to say the utmost important. It's one of the most important realizations that you can have upon your journey. Okay. So let's talk about it, man. Every single individual on this planet has a dark side to him. If something came down to it, bro, you kill. If something came down to it, man, you would rob. If something came down to it, you would do X, Y, Z. That's why whenever you see people in the courtroom after they did something, they say, hey, that's not who I am. I don't know what happened. That's not a reflection of me. Bro, that was you. The whole time that was you. Like, I don't think a lot of individuals realize how much really is deeply seated inside of you. How much darkness really encompasses your being. Because it's so overshadowed by the sense of human neutrality, you know? We may not be all perfect. We may not be all powerful. But we believe that we're good enough, that we try our best. And we often think about our good qualities before our bad. And if we think about our bad qualities, they're often not the bad qualities that really, truthfully would make ourselves bad people in our life. So for example, man, you know, you may be like, oh, I'm a hardworking individual. I'm a family man. I dot all my I's, I cross my T's, I go to church, I do all that. But sometimes I am a little lazy, or sometimes I get upset when people talk to me whenever I'm just trying to relax and I'm trying to chill. It's things like that where the negative aspects of yourself, yeah, they may be negative, but they're not truly the negative portions of yourself. I don't think you'd ever sit around and tell an individual, yeah, if it really came down to it, I'd smoke someone. I would. I don't think anybody would ever really say that in a normal conversation, let alone in your head. We often try not to think about things that bring us certain discomforts, or if we do, then we'll try to ameliorate that discomfort with justifications. Cognitive dissonance is one of the most simple psychological terms. Sure, most individuals know about it. But where am I getting at with this? How often do you shy away from that shadow self? That self that would be capable of doing heinous acts, that'd be capable of doing anything to protect the individuals you love, even if those things that encompass anything is not too good. I'm not going to get into specifics. Y'all can draw whatever parallels you want to. I'm not going to tell y'all my personal relationships with dealing with my shadow because I understand how this world works. And if you don't, then God bless you, but you'll get to that point at some time. But let me get at y'all with some more generalities. When you walk around in public, man, how often do you see children look at you? I just see a child looking at me right now. I passed maybe 3-4 children. I walked to a park. I walked through a park. Well, if y'all from Houston, I walked through Herman Park in order to get to my research facility that I work at. I see children each and every day that I walk through this place. Every time I look, children looking by, staring at me. Why is that? Part of the time, like, yeah, you can say like, oh my goodness, you know, you're a more attractive individual who has long hair and is a man. Those are the three things that really kind of grab the attention of children. And that's something that I kind of learned working at an autism center whenever I did that. But I think that's just scratching the surface of the true reality. The reason why children look up at me is because children can see beyond the physical. And by children, I don't mean like 4 or 5-year-olds who can talk and everything. I'm talking about children before the age of 2, when they still can't really form true sentences or really make out real ideas about life, they are still able to see beyond the physical. So when these children look up at me, they can see my aura and they can see how it's shining and radiating. Ain't nobody, I don't mean to be grandiose. This is just truthful. I'm chosen. Ain't nobody walking around this world has the same aura signature as I do. And maybe you may be like, oh, well, everyone's aura is different. Not everyone has the same aura. That's where you'd be mistaken. There are a whole lot of individuals walking around this world who are just straight. I'm not gonna call them any names. I'm not gonna call them any names. Y'all can attribute whatever you want to these people. You can call them whatever you want, because if you call them drones. Oh man, see, some individuals don't like that, right? They may not be drones. They may be something different. They may be something that we have the inability to truly describe. But let's move on. These individuals, they all have the same signature. They're common. They're not people that when you see them, they're gonna like make any real impact beyond the physical world. They're just here. They're just here. Let me leave it at that. So when an individual with a true, authentic aura signature walks by, they kind of stop and stare for a little bit, because they're like, hold up, who this guy? And why is his aura glowing like this? You know? And I'm here to tell you a few reasons why my aura glows so hard, man. It's because I'm in tune with myself. I'm aligned with myself. I walk with my purpose, and I do it unapologetically, because that's life. I don't got nothing else to live but with myself. I've done a whole lot of videos, and I try to think back and attribute where I learned all these things from, where I learned all this knowledge. All this knowledge was deeply seated inside myself. When I make these videos, I turn my brain off and I allow my soul to speak. This is never Kojo speaking. I hope y'all know this. If any of y'all know me in real life, you know that I don't tend to really speak like this, because this is my Sunsum speaking to y'all. This is not knowledge of the world. This is knowledge of the super physical. Man, I'm by the med center. Y'all please excuse the sirens, man. Everyone, and you know the funny thing, let me get off topic for a second. What really makes me angry about some of these ambulances is that sometimes they don't even be having emergencies, bro, because they'll just be driving regularly, then they get to intersections and they turn on their sirens just to bypass the lights. Bro, it's actually ridiculous. But all right, back to it, man. Back to what I was saying. They understand, these children understand that my aura is pure. They understand that I have something that stands out in the crowd, and that I'm supposed to be a certain individual that's beyond what everyone tends to be, or even what the individuals who are brought on this earth to do big things are supposed to be. I don't know exactly why I'm over here. I don't know exactly why my crowd chose this body, but I do know that there are a lot of coincidences that kind of coincide with who I was like with where I was supposed to go in life, if that makes sense. It's kind of abstract, but man, it's ridiculous, man. Anyways, back to, I'm getting real distracted, man. I'm sorry, bro. I get kind of passionate about this now, but let me go back to talking about the shadow self. Yeah, when these children look at me, not only do they see my true authentic aura for what it is, and they see like the sense of self that I try to portray day in and day out, they see the side of myself that I try to hide from other people, that I try to hide from the world, that I try to shield myself from, because I don't want to be evil. I don't want to hold on to that shadow, because truthfully, I've done some bad things with that individual, with that side of me, because it's convenient and I can tap into that side of myself. But when I do and I get back to my regular humanistic sense, then I'm thinking to myself, what have I done? And I try to rework all this. And through all the trauma and experiences that I've had in my life, I try to shut it out. But I had this really, really, really potent experience with my shadow self the other day. And when I saw into that, I got so scared. I genuinely froze up, bro. I started crying. I don't ever cry, really. Like, I'm not a crier. You know what I'm saying? If I cry, it's from spiritual experiences. So I know this was real. I know this was true, you know. And I'm just sitting there shaking, saying I don't want to be this individual. But why don't I? Sure, day in and day out, you can make a choice of who you want to be. There are multiple sides of who you are. There are multiple beings or versions of you living within yourself constantly. And you can tap into certain sides of yourself at will. This is not something that you have to make a conscious choice of, that, hey, I'm gonna be the good version of myself today. Or when you get bad, hey, I'm gonna be the bad version of myself today. No. What you have to realize is that shadow self is important for you, bro. Because when you get to moments of life or death, and you sitting there and you gonna be the best version of yourself, that's not gonna cut it, man. That's not gonna cut it. You were given that shadow version of yourself for a reason, man. You're given that shadow version of yourself so that you can walk this world with all parts necessary in order to tackle all of your endeavors. So how can I find that shadow version of myself? You don't even gotta find it, bro. That's the problem. I know you asking, how do I find it? How do I tap into it? How do I master it? You master it by acceptance. You can't summon certain parts of your being if you haven't become familiar with it yet. So whenever your shadow self shows up, it may not be for another month or two, it may not be for another year, but when it happens, you must sit down and you must fully accept it for who it is. And you must allow that being to be within your life at necessary moments. But you cannot allow that to take over whenever you are not in the necessary position for it to be there. So whether that be you're not ready for the shadow to be in your life, or if the shadow part of your life does not need to be in that situation, you must set that boundary and let it work for you. You don't work for it. But it's real powerful, man. I mean, it can take over your whole body. I don't mean to be the one to tell you that, but it can take over your entire body, and it can encompass your being, and you can go out and do something real evil. That's why you need to set that boundary. That, hey, you will only show up in my life when I need you. I am in control of you. I am the God, and you are my subservient. You will listen to me. These are the words that you need to tell it when you feel it. When you feel it coming upon you, you need to understand, let it understand that you are me and I am in control of you. You will take control, never. I will take control of you when I need you. And you need to let it know that it's your bitch. I hate to be vulgar, but you need to let it know that it's yours and you're not it. Okay? But Kojo, I don't got a shower. I don't got a shadow self, man. Where my shadow at? I'm on good. And when I do bad, I feel bad. You'll learn. You'll learn. You'll learn truthfully how much life is beyond the sense of good and evil. I mean, Nietzsche, like, you can go read Beyond Good and Evil. That's a good book, I guess. But it only gives you so much insight into truthfully how ambiguous this world is. It's not good and bad. It's not sin and righteousness. It's all you. You are sin. You are righteous. You are God. You are everything. You are the plants. You are the buildings that this created. You're that garbage over there by Herman Hospital. You are the eyes with which you see this world. You are the ears of which you hear. You are the mouth of which you speak and the wind of which you feel upon your skin. You're everything that encompasses you. You're everything that encompasses the world, bro. You are living and breathing just like the world is, man. Science really tried to tell you that rocks aren't animate. You serious? Are you serious, man? You're trying to tell you that rocks aren't animate. Look at how mountains can get carved out by water. What else can get carved out by water like that? Cells don't encompass all of life. Living, breathing, movement, reproduction, all these different aspects of life that biology tells you, sure, in a biological sense, maybe that's what encompasses life. But in a more esoteric, spiritual sense, life is a lot bigger than just cells, reproduction, death, birth, motility, thriving. Sometimes life is just oneness. We're all one. You are all a part of this earth. And you must be able to see there's no such thing as separate components of everything, of anything. There's no such thing as separate components of anything, bro. Because you are the oneness that makes everything. So you must align every single aspect of yourself, man. Think back to Revelations. If you ever read Revelations. And there was, I forgot how many judges were sitting around in this circle. And they were all governing with the lion, ox, eagle. I forgot the entire bird. That's not the important part. But you need to take control of all 6 judges because you're the center. You're the head justice. And you need to let these other justices know that they work for you. And that their votes can never out-trump yours because you are the center of it all. You are the center of it all. Don't ever forget that, man. All right, man. It's time to go do my experiment. Well, not do it. I just got to visualize it. So, man, that's a long video. Hey, God bless y'all. Keep on wandering in this world with curiosity and let it see what it has to offer you. Take care of yourself, man.